I just got off, like, I wouldn't even call it like a date. I'm not even sure. Would you call it a date? Like, it's like you're just hanging with some girl at night. I think it was more platonic. I'm pretty sure she thought it was too. I think for like a month, I've been feeling like a mixture of feeling of missing out, but at the same time, it's like I don't really want to be anywhere other than just, you know, playing football, being on YouTube. And it sucks, man. Like, it absolutely sucks. I'm thinking to myself, like, why do I want to be anywhere? Like, why do I want to do anything? And I guess it's because I'm still kind of feeling the effects of, I won't call it a heartbreak, but it's definitely hurt. I'm sure I've talked about it before. I can't help but talk about it every time I upload. But damn, like, what a waste. What a waste of my time. Don't get me wrong, she was great, but what a waste. I really wish I could give every single bit of me that is to her, like my full attention. But like, just not a significant part of me, but like a speck of me was thinking, like, I'm not into this anymore. I'm not ready for any relationships. And it really isn't about whether you're attractive. It's not about whether your personality is great. It's just that I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over you. I'm over all the girls with crystals. I'm over all of the people who are doing all this immoral activity. All I want is to be alone and happy. All I want is to be alone and happy. I'm so over it. I feel like I've just been like constantly ruining things in my life. Maybe you guys feel it too, but I feel like I've been constantly ruining things in my life, and by consequence ruining things that other people have as well. Like, I don't want to say it, but I kind of feel like I'm a YouTuber now, and I should be setting an example. But like, what kind of example do I set when I'm just doing dumb stuff like this? Like, I really could upload like 4 times a week, grow a lot quicker, and be a lot better, but yeah, I don't do that, do I? I don't do that. Why? Because I just want to say as a side note, thank you for nearly 600 subscribers. I want to say as a side note, just thank you for 600 subscribers. This is no mean feat, and we've worked really hard to get this. So I just want to be appreciative for a second and thank every single one of you. The thing is, we haven't even touched 600, but like, we're basically there. I think we're on like 580. And it's crazy because I keep thinking every time I post a video, this video is gonna flop. And then every time I post it, you guys just get on it and it gets more and more love. And it's not even like I'm feeling the pressure because like, I have a record of letting things go. Like, I only have a good record of succeeding in one aspect of my life. And I'm not gonna reveal it because if I reveal it, then I might start. You're saying you can't jinx it, but YouTube is not one of them. Sometimes I just don't trust myself. It's gonna feel like I'm wrong, but sometimes I just can't trust myself. And this is one of those times. One of those times where I'm like, wow, like I've actually done something here. Like, should I take credit for this? Yeah, I should. It's my channel, and so I'm like, yeah, I took credit for it. It's my thing, but what do I do from here? What do I upload? What do I do with my life? I've got 600 subscribers. Oh, wow. Woo. See? Now it's just me and you. Just me and the camera. But I feel like a lot of people suffer from this as well. I wouldn't even call it nihilism. Just a feeling of not caring. I think I would have wanted to go to university more if I had FOMO, but I don't have FOMO. And the reason I don't have FOMO is because I genuinely don't consider anyone else's life enviable enough for FOMO. Even if you have more money than me, even if you're richer than me, even if you got more friends, more status, all of it just feels like a facade. None of it feels real. All of this is just a joke. I just went on a date. I say date. I just went to meet a friend, and it got me thinking about how I've gone on hundreds is a stretch, but I've gone on at least 50 dates, at least 50 dates in my life. And on every single one of those dates, apart from maybe like 5 or 10, but a good 5 to 10, I've thought to myself, do you know what? Like, I could have stayed home today. I could have done something else. I didn't need to do this. Like, I'm feeling the fear of missing out and not taking advantage of things. And that's part of the reason I was dating before, was because I felt like, do you know, okay, it's not about I felt. I don't want to be rude. I'm not rude, but I don't want to be arrogant. But I'm not ugly. I'm not ugly. I've been told many times I'm not ugly. And so sometimes I just went out for the sake of the fact that, oh, I'm a good looking guy that gets women. So that's what a good looking guy who has a lot of good women that like him do. You should go out. But like, no, man. Like, no, you shouldn't do that. I'm tired. I'm so tired of just being around people I don't care about. I don't care. And that's not on the knock on the person today, because the person today was brilliant that I saw today. But in general, it just got me thinking, like, how many times have I allowed the fear of something stop me from progressing and from moving on? And allowing myself to just sit in the fact that I don't care. I don't care about your problems. I don't care about anything that's going on. But everyone's talking about the Ukraine versus Russia and, you know, Hamas versus Israel. They don't care. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You think people will care about Hamas versus Israel? That has been going on for nearly a decade. Nobody cares. Ukraine versus Russia, that was going on way before it got news. This isn't a one-trip thing. But nobody cares. It only cares when it's relevant and popular and everyone tells you to care. I think it's about time I grew up. I keep living like I'm 18, thinking, whoa, I'm just some young adult that's trying to find and navigate his way through life. I don't know what I'm talking about. I do. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's the funniest thing. It's like, the older I've gotten, the more I've acted uncertain, but the more certain I've been of things. I'm certain when things aren't going to last. I'm certain when I know I'm going to be double-crossed. I'm certain when I know people don't like me. I'm certain with all these things. But for some reason, I just persist. Because I'm like, why not? Or I don't do it because why not? And I've acted ignorant and I've acted dumb. Because sometimes the truth of the fact of the matter is that a lot of things of life are meaningless. They just don't matter. And if you really pay attention to the fact that they don't matter, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And so I keep going down this path of, even if it doesn't matter, you still have to pay attention to it, to act like it matters. And that's just not the way I intend to live. So I don't know what inspired this. What I do know inspired this. What inspired this was I had a good meeting, or a good conversation, or a good meet up with some girl, and it got me reflecting on all the bad meetups I've had with all other women I've had in the past, and man, I'm sick of this. But on the bright side, I have nearly 600 subscribers, so maybe life isn't all that bad. It's not. I mean, I live a good life. I'm whining right now, but in as a grand scheme of things, I live a good life. I don't really have many troubles. Well, no, I do have many troubles, but I don't have anything that I don't think I can't handle. Which is good. If I think, as long as I think I can handle it, I can like coax myself into keeping it going. But if I didn't think I could handle it, we'd have an issue. But so I'd like to thank God for a few things. I'm gonna probably release more artistic videos on random stuff now, because I've kind of passed that stage. But I'm gonna also do a lot more just sit down, talk, just you and me type of videos, because these are the videos that I enjoy. These are the videos I feel like you learn a lot about me, even though I am like 95% sure this will not do any views, but who cares? Yeah, nearly at 600. Again, you never know. We could be at 1 million one day. Okay, maybe not 1 million, but like we could be at 10,000 one day. Maybe. Depends how far we go with this. Depends how much you guys want to support. I'm freezing my butt off in this. Oh. But other than that, it's cool. Life is alright. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense. I'm probably talking nonsense. Would I upload this? Stuff like this never gets uploaded. You guys don't understand. I have like so many of these types of sit down and records that I just don't do because there's just no way to sell it off. But like, as a business plan, this won't work. Like, this doesn't give you anything to buy on. Maybe I'll name it something dumb like nothing matters, and I like it that way. I don't know. That sounds like a dumb title. I won't name that. But hey, we hit 10. No, we didn't hit 10K. We hit 600. Well, we're close to 600. We're like 570. Let me show you. We're at like 581. Actually, let me up the brightness. We're at like 581. Okay, so this is me editing this video. I just thought I'd insert this to add some cohesion and some clearance to everything I've just been saying, because it was a bit of a rant and it was very all over the place. What I really went down to the core of it is that I don't feel like I'm where I need to be in life. And so it's hard for me to stay focused in social situations. It's hard for me to pay attention in social situations. I feel like sometimes we can all get so caught up in trying to get somewhere that we forget where we are. You know, like, I was out like I'd been many times, but my head wasn't there. My head was somewhere else thinking I could be doing something better. I could be something better. And it's something that has been plaguing me for a long time. And not necessarily, I wouldn't call it imposter syndrome. I'd just call it failure syndrome. It's like, I'm never good enough for myself. I wish it was okay to relax. I wish it was okay to just be calm in your own skin for a day. All I ask is just one day where I'm not tormenting myself saying you should be this far or you should do that. Even when I'm in a decent position, I will still feel like I'm chasing something. And ultimately that's one of the reasons why I had that whole thought process past the date, I guess, past the meetup. Because to tell you the truth, sometimes I do hang out with people that I don't necessarily like or I'm very invested in. And sometimes I can attribute that to everyone. Sometimes I can think to myself, this isn't worth my time here, so interaction in general must not be worth my time. I would be better off locking myself indoors or just sticking to training with tunnel vision and not focusing on absolutely anything, when that's really not the way to go. It's not what you need to do. And I'm talking to you as a viewer, and I'm also talking to my future self. Like, you need to relax, man. You need to relax. It was never that deep. It was never a scenario in which we would sacrifice living to live, you know? So as a person, I want to expand and I want to, move out. I want to do all these great things. And part of doing the calculations of, okay, so if I was to do this, so let's use hypothetical. If I was to work enough to buy a house, how much would I need to work? And what would my hours need to be like, and so on and so forth. And I worked it out. This is my hypothetical. I worked it out and I went to live a similar way to I'm living now, but like with my own house and my own car and my own this, my own that, and my own whatever. I would need to essentially use all my time working. So I'd be living just to work and working just to live. And that is the worst way to have a life. That is the worst way to continue living. We have so many blessings in this world. Some of them come in the form of things, some come in the form of people, and some come in the form of opportunities. And we shouldn't squander those. But at the same time, we shouldn't allow the pursuit of things to get in the way of living. And it's hard to blur the line sometimes, because sometimes it's important to not be in and amongst the limelight, the living space. but at the same time, you do need to live. Again, the philosophy on this channel, or my philosophy as a person, is to inspire, believe, and live. And hopefully you're a little bit inspired by some of the things I say, but the last thing there is to live, for a reason. Because when you inspire people and you believe, you can just end up working yourself to death. Oh, I'm doing everything to be inspirational. Oh, I'm doing everything and I believe it, so I need to keep working so hard. And at the end of the day, you forget to live. And that can leave you feeling dead inside, oddly enough. But yeah, that is essentially what I was trying to refer to in that whole video. I need to live, but at the same time I need to work. And sometimes I can't distinguish when I need to work and when I need to live. And living is hard. Living for me is just as hard as working. Because whenever I live, all I think about is I should be working. All I can think about is the dead space. All I think about is the people that I've let down. All I can think about is the people that Conor McGregor said that every time you're not working hard enough, you're disrespecting those people who believed in you. And the people who believed in me, man, they're few and far between. They're very few and far between. A lot of people I know don't believe I can do much. It's the sad truth, but it's true. And so the few people that do believe, I feel like I'm severely letting them down whenever I'm not like busting my buttocks. Trying to create something. And I need to take risks, and I need to do all this, and I need to do all that. But at the end of the day, like, when is Mr. Eggbay gonna live? It's a great question. But yeah, I just wanted to clear up what the circumference of that video was about and try and wrap it together pretty well. Hopefully that made more sense now.